So I got something in the mail today. This comes from fragrancebuy.ca. As you can see here, there's a little sticker. This is a well-known. Oh my God. Okay, never mind. Anyways,
What the hell happened?
fragrancebuy.ca is a well-known fragrance discounter based in Canada.
This one, you guys, honestly, is beyond. It's my favorite one. It's so ridiculous. It's so bad that it's good.
They have some really good fragrance options. Some of them really hard to find. They have a wide variety selection. They're not sponsoring this video. I just got wind watching one of Gent Scent's videos about a discontinued fragrance that was on the market via fragrancebuy.ca. Even though it's not the thing that interested me the most, the fact that it was discontinued and for real damn cheap really intrigued me. So today in this box, I have a bottle. Like I said, this box right here, I have a bottle of Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. What is it? Intense? Fierce Intense, yeah. So here it is. It's a newer formulation. Apparently, it's not the gray bottle, it's the blue bottle. I won't be able to hold the microphone while I unbox this, but I will show you the unboxing experience. Oh.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
There's too much. There's too much marshmallows in here. Okay. So this was, I believe, a final sale on fragrancebuy.ca, going for around $19 Canadian. That sounds about right. 19 Canadian. So like $14-15 USD. Honestly, the shipping was almost as expensive as the fragrance. But when it's $15 and it's discontinued, you kind of had to jump on it. It was, I believe they said, slightly damaged bottles. So like a little bit of nicks here and there. Hopefully mine doesn't have anything internally wrong with it, because that could be a big problem. These were unboxed. As you can see, mine is quite nicked up. So far, it's actually, even though it's beat up, I actually kind of like the bottle. A little oily over there. That's not the fragrance. This is, I don't know what this is actually. Some of it is matte, some of it is glossy. I don't think the bottle ever was supposed to look like this. Obviously, they damaged bottles. But other than the exterior, I hope that the atomizer is fine. Atomizer is here, almost centered. I've never smelled Fierce, to be completely honest. I know I've walked around so many Abercrombie and Fitches and a bunch of fragrance stores in the past, in like the mid to late 2000s. And in all honesty, I don't know what fear smells like. I probably smelled it. I probably smelled it hundreds of times, but I never knew that that was fierce. So we'll see if this brings back a little bit of memories. I'll do a spray on my right arm. Today I'm wearing Nautica Voyage Heritage, so I can't spray my neck. I can't spray my shoulders. But we'll give this a test. Pretty good atomizer. Oh, okay. I know this smell. This is a fierce. Okay, I know what this smells like then.
Get a whiff.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
And that's a sealed
And
bottle.
we're live.
Yep. This is what all Abercrombies used to smell like in the past. So if you like that moss scent and you want a really hard to find fragrance for like $15 USD, I think for me, because I live in California, it was another $13 shipping. Just grab it because it's a safe blind buy, to be honest, if you like that moss scent DNA. Wow. Okay. I got 2 sprays of it. I'll look at the actually yeah, let's look at the note break now. Even though I only got one hand to type on. Yup, that smells just like the mall. First thing that brought me to my mind, because I do live nearby the Glendale Galleria. If you live nearby Glendale, you live by Eagle Rock, Highland Park, any of those nearby areas, Pasadena, y'all know what I'm talking about. I look stupid typing with one hand. See, this is what the original bottle used to look like. If this was the gray bottle. Obviously, you could see this is not that. This is the blue bottle.
Bruh.
I'm happy. Actually, I don't mind the fact that it's a little scratched up. I'm fine with that. Yeah, this is really musky. Musky, aromatic, marine, aquatic, powdery, ozonic, floral, woody, salty, herbal. I have that now. And look, for $20 for a really hard to find fragrance, I'm all for it. Especially when you see the bottles going for 100 plus and you see it for $19 Canadian, meaning that it's cheaper in the United States. I'm happy for it. I don't get what I remember seeing that watermelon note. I don't really get that actually. Sage, you get a lot of sage. I get a lot of musk at the opening too. Ginger lily, maybe a little bit. Watermelon and wheat, I don't get any of that at all. If you know what it smells like, if you've smelled fierce, you know what fierce smells like. It's such an easy buy at $15. Especially the fact that it's discontinued. And to be fair, I do like getting discontinued fragrances because of the exclusivity attached to it. Not a bad buy at all for $15. Although I will say, knowing what fierce smells like, or smelling it and knowing that that's what fierce was, kind of weird. It was headache inducing for the longest time. I mean, if you ever walked around a mall, especially one that had Abercrombie and Fitch, this would be smelled for meters and meters, hell, miles away. This is what used to stink up all the damn stores over there. I remember this when I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. So at that time, probably 07, 08, 09, around that time. Yeah, damn, man. The fact they came out with an intense flanker just goes to show how well it sold. It's kind of like that annoying jock who acts like a dick to everybody kind of smell, you know? But I'm not saying it smells bad, but when you think about Abercrombie and Fitch, especially when you talk about how popular Fierce was at one point, that's kind of the first image you get when you think of Fierce is just a jerk. I don't know. Because people who wore this sprayed probably like 25, 30 sprays at a time. Which is just, I mean, to be fair, in some cultures, that's fine. In America, typically, I'm not speaking for everyone, but for most part, if you overspray, it's considered disrespectful to other people. I oversprayed in a teacher's presence once, and she got a little mad, but she said it smelled good, so I didn't really know how to take it. Like, it's weird. The opening is so recognizable if you've ever smelled Fierce. Knowing what this is now, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, this is weird. I'm happy to have it, don't get me wrong. especially because it's discontinued. And you know what? To be fair, Fierce is a very versatile scent. You could wear it whenever. It doesn't. It's never a bad idea and bad time to smell fresh and clean, which is what Fierce was known for. Same thing with First Instinct. Although First Instinct, in my opinion, personally, especially because I have Extreme and because I have Together, I need to get the original and Blue just to complete the line at this point. But that line comes off a lot more interesting, especially when you're talking about the original Fierce and then Fierce Intense. I remember just being confused as to why this was being sprayed like smelling the same fragrance around. Knowing what I know now, of course, it sold like fucking hotcakes. That's why it was being sprayed everywhere. They wanted to make the most money possible. And that's the reason why the Fierce line is still available today. What's weird though is, unless, because I don't know the exact ingredients on here, it doesn't say at the bottom. Yeah, it's still an eau de cologne, but it was one of the strongest eau de colognes on the planet. And to be fair, if you spray anything 25, 30 times, it's going to be strong. But this was like a rare instance where an eau de cologne was a beast. I mean, in the last video I talked about with my code Colonial first impression, I talked about how it reminded me of Acqua di Gio. It's the same ballpark in terms of how many times I smelled that fragrance around. To be fair, I will say, nowadays, Acqua di Gio is more popular than Fierce. But I could argue there was a time, even though I wasn't around and knowing a lot about fragrances, I was a freaking 5-year-old. But going back to my scent memories and just getting reminded of all these smells that used to just attack my nostrils as a child, you could argue at one point Fierce was probably more popular than Acqua di Gio. Why, I don't know. Personally, I prefer Acqua di Gio, even though that's not my favorite fragrance of all time. I've said I used to hate the living hell out of it, but at least it smelled better. Like, this isn't coming across aquatic at all. This is a true... I can't even recall what the original Fierce smelled like. A lot of people say this is as close as you could get to the original Fierce at this point. So based on that, if Fierce Intense is what Fierce used to smell like back in the early 2000s, the mid 2000s, and using my scent memory and recognizing the smell right off the open, yeah, I actually prefer Acqua di Gio. But there was a time where Acqua di Gio was just getting overwhelmed by Fierce, and those times were terrible for many consumers. They only have the 50 ml, I remember. They don't sell like a 75 or 100 milliliter bottle. I know Fierce goes 100 milliliter. But yeah, Fierce Intense. I don't know how many bottles are left on fragrancebuy.ca. Jeremy Fragrance said this started his fragrance journey. Not this fragrance exactly, but Fierce. Like the OG Fierce. When it was potent as hell and just... Oh. I'm not coughing because of the fragrance. Damn. But yeah, back then you could definitely cough on Fierce. Alright, so I'm looking at it now, and unfortunately it has sold out. So I won't link the final sale link in my description. However, definitely check out fragrancebuy.ca. I guess I'll have the link there in case somehow they find another lost stock of Fierce Intense, because to be honest, a lot of people like the smell. It's sold for good reason. Just because I don't like it as much as a lot of other people probably do, doesn't mean that you won't like it. Maybe try a Fierce at the stores, even though it doesn't smell the same anymore. It's really watered down. But if you like that scent profile, definitely check out Fierce Intense. If you have Fierce Intense, let me know what you think about it. If you have bottles of the original Fierce from, I think, what was it released in 02? Actually, I'm gonna pull that up real quick just to compare the two, because I know it was flankered a while ago. It was flankered in I think, what did it say, 2013, 2014? So the OG bottles were 02, I believe. If I remember correctly, it was 02 when it was released. Yeah, 2002. And then if you go Fierce Intense, I think it took, what, 10, 11 years to flanker to give out an intense flanker? Where is it? Oh God. There it is. It's 2013, 2014? 2014, yeah. So this is 12 years after the original Fierce. Go ahead, try the OG Fierce. Even though like the formulation is very different nowadays, just try it at the store, see if you like that scent profile. I'll leave the link in my description in case for some reason, somehow, some way, FragranceBuy.ca buys another lost stock of Fierce Intense. But like I said, if you like that DNA, if it ever comes back in stock, you gotta buy it ASAP. I'm fortunate to be one of the ones who got a bottle. I know some people bought a couple bottles because of the price, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4 bottles for some people who really love the profile or love collecting and reselling discontinued fragrances. But either way, I'll leave it in my description, and hopefully if you do end up liking the scent profile that you smell, hopefully you could pick up a bottle of Fierce Intense in the future. This is my unboxing and first impression of Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct. Damn, I'm stupid.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
This is my first impression of Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce Intense. Till then, I'll see you in the next one.